So let's go ahead and look at learning discipline. I absolutely love these cards. This is the language of letting go. This is like a positive affirmation deck. So it's not really a tarot or oracle deck, but this will really help you with self-growth. So we're going to look at the affirmation on the back here. It says that today I will surrender to discipline. I realize that sometimes it takes time to see the fruits of my labors, yet I still need to practice discipline. Help me to remember that I'm moving forward and that I'm learning the very important art of discipline. All right. So some of you, might be working on a project, working on a relationship, working on something here in your life and looking at how far you have made it. Okay. Some of you are feeling like you should be a lot further than what you are. But also needing to understand that it takes time to see the fruits of your labor and not getting discouraged. But you do need to practice self-discipline, okay? In order to keep whatever this is that you're working on, in order to keep it growing and allowing it to manifest the way that you would like it to, you do have to really get self-disciplined in a sense, okay? And we'll tie this all together here. Now, being direct. The positive affirmation for being direct says that today I will own my own power and be direct. And I will be clear and honest in my dealings with other people. If I'm comfortable with my own truth, then those around me will be comfortable with me too. Absolutely. Okay. Some of you are struggling with being very direct. Some of you are not able to tell people no, that you don't want to do something. Some of you are just finding it difficult to speak about what you desire, and feeling like I'm pulling off of the energy of someone that would like some clarification from someone as to, what it is you should be doing, or how is this relationship progressing? How do you feel about me? Okay. And so there is a little bit of fear here, I feel, for some of you. But it all starts with being honest with yourself and being comfortable with your own truth. Some of you feel like if you ask the questions or if you are direct, you're a little fearful of what the reaction will be. And the truth is that you deserve to know the truth. You deserve to speak the truth, and those around you deserve to hear the truth. So you need to find your voice, Aquarius, because for some of you, I feel like your voice is not heard because you're not speaking it, okay? But the truth needs to come from you first. You need to speak the truth to yourself and then speak this truth or ask for clarification or ask for others' truth. But you can't really do that until you become very honest with yourself in certain situations, okay? So having that level of honesty and then, being able to be very direct about what you're feeling and thinking and requiring, all right? Now, receiving joyfully, all right? The positive affirmation here is that today I will let someone give to me. Whether it's a compliment, an offer to help, or even a gift, I will stand there and take it joyfully. I know that I'm deserving of good things, so I will simply say thank you. Okay, so this one, I will tell you right now that all of this totally resonates with me. Receiving joyfully is something that I'm really struggling with and really trying to work on. I'm always the one that seems to be very giving. I do have a lot of people around me that do like to give. So I do have people that, want to give and do give, but there's something inside of me that really feels uncomfortable with that, okay? And I really struggle with being able to say thank you, even with just compliments, So we definitely have to take a look at that. So for those of you that are struggling with any of these or all of these, really think about the positive side of this and why this will help you, because being disciplined will definitely help you, accomplish certain goals that you've wanted to accomplish. Without discipline, a lot of times things, don't flourish. Being direct, same thing, without you being able to address certain things, and be very direct. I know that sometimes especially in matters of the heart, or in situations where I don't want to hurt someone's feelings just based on what I don't want to do. I have a way of beating around the bush. Now, being, totally disrespected, pissed off, that sort of thing, I'm totally fine with that. I can be very, very direct. But when I consider how other people are going to feel, I do tend to beat around the bush. So all of these things are definitely speaking to me today. Now, what we are going to do is take a look. Wow, this deck is being very difficult today. We're going to take a look at how your mind speaks to your body, and some of the situations, ailments, medical conditions that could arise from how you are speaking to yourself, about yourself, thinking, that sort of thing affects your body. This is my mind and body oracle deck. It's mind and body makeover, actually, but I call it my Mona Lisa deck because it does have a picture of Mona Lisa on each and every card here. But let's get some insight. And what I love about this deck is it will have like a negative aspect, so it's like the shadow side of what you might be thinking and feeling and possibly even saying about yourself, about others, about the world. And there will be a positive perspective. Okay, so let's just take a look at this. Yeah, okay, so this is the healing sadness card. Okay, some of you feel or may feel rejected by family members and friends. Okay, and I think this is why, the being direct card is at the heart of this reading. Some of you are feeling also rejected by yourselves, because it's like looking at the fruit of your labors, not feeling like you're as established as you want to be, and then also, in receiving from others, sometimes, you might feel like my friends and family members are only, saying these things to be nice, or this person is really saying this to be nice, but do they really mean it? And almost feeling like that person really feels a negative way about you, but they're just saying this. Okay, so the positive perspective is to look at it as, I now have a wealth of family and friends who make me feel like I belong. All right, because a lot of times we will say that we're alone and we don't have anyone around. But a lot of times we do, we might not want to reach out, or the person might not be able to extend themselves the way that we want. And so we just lump this negative mind, this negative mental note that we're alone and we don't have anyone here. All right, but do we fully let someone in? Are we really being direct? And are we receiving joyfully from those that are willing to give? So, and for some of you, I do feel like, yeah, that could be the case. Maybe you are coming from an environment where friends and family are rejecting you. But when you start to really say out loud that I have a wealth of family and friends who make me feel like I belong, you will now change your vibration and bring that into existence. So that might not be the case for you, that you do really sincerely have friends and family members that are there to support you, to embrace you, and to love you. But you need to start saying this to yourself out loud so that you can practice the law of attraction and bring that in, because when you don't feel that way, or when you don't honestly have that type of support or love or care, you tend to lose your voice. You tend to feel insecure, and you lose focus on, all areas of your life. Now, when your mind speaks to your body about how you're feeling, thinking, that sort of thing, in this space here, Aquarius, this can lead to depression. Okay, it could lead to a very low immune system. So a lot of us are more susceptible to feeling very, very tired, getting flu-like symptoms, colds easier, sinus symptoms, and a lot of body aches. Okay, but those are all symptoms that something is not right within the way that you're thinking and feeling, and maybe even speaking about yourself. And so we have to lift that vibration. Now, if you guys don't practice the law of attraction or know too much about it, I really would suggest taking a peek at it. This is something that I've been working on for some years off and on, but the last 2 months I've been practicing it every single day. And when I say that, it has made a sincere difference in my depression that I go through sometimes, in my anxiety. It really, really has made a sincere difference. Okay, so let's take a look at the advice that we have from the goddesses. Okay, let's see what they have to say. What type of energy do we need to pull from in order to get past this mind barrier? Okay, wow, it's too many cards. Okay, let's see here. And I know, Aquarius, we've had some rough years. Okay, and so there's a lot of past residue, a lot of past hurts. I myself, like I said, I'm going through a spiritual surgery, a spiritual detox. So it's been wonderful to release some things, but the process of detoxing has been excruciating. So I get it. I've been down for several days, and I do feel a lot better now that I've released, some of that. So, wow. Really stagnant energy here with the cards. Let's see. All right. Independent. Okay, this is the Bast goddess. All right, it says your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. All right, so for some of you that are thinking about friends and family and not having that support or that love, Spirit says it's time to build your own foundation for your own strength and success. And that, yes, it is very nice to have people around to do that for you or do that with you. But it all starts with self first, okay? We talked about this, standing in your own truth, and really being able to take a solo journey first before you can collectively look to others, okay? So let's see what our soul is saying to us. And remember, these are the things that could possibly be blocking us. So these are the things that we need to address. All right, very beautiful. Okay, so we got answered prayer, which is always nice to see. And then we have heart connection. Or earth connection. I always say heart connection because I focus on that heart on the tree. But let's go ahead and look at these cards here. See what they're saying. All right, so it says here that the universe is listening and has heard your call for help. Your prayer will soon be answered. Expect a pleasant surprise in the coming weeks. The butterfly angel depicted on this card reflects the positive transformation now taking place. She has heard your heartfelt whispers. She knows your dreams, your fears, and concerns. She now answers. Listen and allow. She will fill your heart with love and joy and remind you that you are never alone. Embrace her with your new wings of light. She loves you unconditionally with a love that spans all time and space. She responds to every heartfelt call. Okay? Yeah, I mean, because, some of us in this time of feeling alone, we're saying, I wish I had this. I wish this would work out. I wish that I could accomplish that. Your answers are going to be prayer. Your answers are going to be prayed. Your prayers are going to be answered, Aquarius, in the next coming weeks, okay? But first you have to understand that you have to have that raw truth with yourself and really say, what you want, what you need. Be direct. For some of you, it's as easy as asking for help. I know that it's very difficult to do that. Receiving help joyfully. And, for others of you, getting very disciplined, okay? Because things cannot manifest if you're not doing your part here. So you can become more disciplined in your prayers, more disciplined in meditation, more disciplined in, manifesting through the law of attraction, but really getting out of this energy of just focusing on feeling rejected and alone, okay? Getting disciplined in turning your mind around into a positive and making some adjustments in your life. Now, Earth connection, all right? It says that your concerns soon dissolve and you gain a clear perspective on life. Let your heart and mind be filled with the unconditional love that surrounds you. Let it flow to every part of you that is in need of healing as you are nourished by her wise and loving heart. Again, I mean, these two literally are, speaking the same thing. All right. But with this, you are going to gain some, clear perspective, all right, and letting your concerns dissolve and really letting your heart and mind be filled with unconditional love. And that unconditional love, starts with you first, Aquarius, okay? I know it's very, very difficult, but that is the truth. I do want to go back here to this vast goddess, this independent, and really let's get some deeper insight. Spirit is telling me that there is some more information here. It says, like the cat, you are fiercely independent, yet you also need affection and playful companions. Now is the time to balance your social interactions with solitude. While you may ask others for their opinions, ultimately you must make your own decisions. Your freedom and independence are top priority, so ensure that these characteristics are nurtured. Spend some time alone. Give yourself permission to play. Ask for your needs to be met, okay? Be direct, but ultimately make your own decisions, all right? Pay attention to, what is important to you. So again, it's saying that, yes, Aquarius, you are independent. And I'm so glad that Spirit is, speaking to me right now, because I was just going to move forward with this. And Spirit says, no, there's more to this. We want you to be independent is what they're saying. Okay. We do, because there's some things that you're going to have to do alone, like being, disciplined. But some of you feel like if you receive help or if you ask for help, then you're not going to seem as independent or as stable as you would like people to think, all right? But they're saying there is a healthy balance, all right? So ultimately, you are independent. You do stand on your own 2 feet. We understand that you do have to have a lot of alone time, but it doesn't mean that you're alone. It doesn't mean that you're lonely, okay? I remember one time somebody had said something to somebody that I know, and they said, "Oh, well, you're alone." And she said, "Well, hold on a minute." She said, "I might be alone, but I'm not lonely. There is a difference."